My name is Pam Akins, and this is how you compare two lists in Excel using Vlookup. First thing you want to do is have the two lists open. So I happen to have a llama list, a list of llama members that I was working with. The llama manager called me, wanted to compare. He wanted to know which llama members are also in the PLA list. So the next thing I'm going to open on my desktop here is the PLA list. So in Excel, in this version, if I want to view both sheets in the one instance, I'm going to come over to the View tab and arrange all tiled. That way you can see llama over here on the right, PLA over here on the left. So since I want to know which llama members are part of PLA, probably be a little bit more logical to have the llama on the left. Not a requirement. But what I want to do, I'm going to write my VLOOKUP statement on the llama sheet. Okay, and I'm going to say the title of this column will be our PLA members. And a question mark. Because I'm going to answer this question using this vertical lookup statement. So the first thing that you would type in here is an equal sign to put Excel into a formula mode, so it knows that it's not accepting text or a date or numbers or money. It's just receiving a formula. And the function that we are going to use is called the vertical lookup statement, and so it's called VLOOKUP. And notice when you start typing it, you get a screen tip here that explains the components of the VLOOKUP. I'm going to open parens equals the VLOOKUP of, and once this open parens is open, you can use this function button to open up this little wizard to help you write the statement. I never try to depend on my brain to remember how to write the statement. Just use this box and life will be easier. So the lookup value here, and what's nice is wherever the I-beam is flashing is going to define what we're looking up. I want to look up the ID in IMUS. That's the unique key that we need that is present in both tables. So in this case, on Z2, I want it to look at the ID, which is in B2. And notice it gives us the little result here. You want to pay attention to the preview of the results. I'll let you know if you're writing the formula correctly. The table array is where the data is. I want to search the PLA table to see if this ID exists as well. So on your table array, the thing that you have to be careful of, make sure that the number that you're searching on is the first number, the first column in your row. So notice how ID is first here in this list. Email is first in that list. It doesn't matter in the llama list, in the originating list. I already told it I'm going to look up this number, but in the table array, it's going to search the first column in the table array. So I clicked on the columns. This is the PLA workbook on sheet 1, columns A through Y. That's what this says. Because I'm using the entire columns, I don't have to worry about using an absolute value. And we'll talk about that in another video. The column number here says, hey, once I find the number, what data do you want me to return back to prove that it's there? So I have a bunch of columns that I can choose from, but I actually want this product code that's over here in PLA. I'm looking for the screen. So the product code happens to be, if you count over numerically, the 23rd column in this array. So I'm going to say 23. It already knows where my array is. It's just asking within this array, what column do you want? So now when I come to this last component, which is optional, true or omitted if the value is close. I don't want Excel to find a close value to my ID. I want it to match exactly. So notice it says find an exact match, type in the word false. So I'm going to type in false. It does not have to be capitals. You can see that it shows up as cap here. And so when I come off of there, there's nothing here. So this ID is probably not in this list. This member that I have selected is probably not a PLA member. So when I click OK, the result is, hey, it's not available. That's what that NA means. Anything other than an NA that you get as a error message, you need to read the little details behind this little exclamation point here. So what you do at this point, I'm just going to use autofill. Notice my white mouse pointer turns into a black cross when I hovered over this corner. And when you do an autofill on a formula, it's going to copy the formula down. And because I refer to the columns, I don't have to worry about using our absolute reference to look at my members here. So I'm going to let it go. And I have a lot that are not there. Oh, but I have a lot that are there. See these PLA? Gives me this product code. Those are the ones that are in there. Okay. At this point, once it's done the analysis on each record, I'm going to sort. And you can use the sort from the Data tab or the Home tab. Off to the right on the Home tab, you have this few options to sort. I'm going to use the A to Z. So all my PLA members are on top. And I would just send it along to him this way, or just advise him to do it this way. So we're basically done. The last little step that you might want to do, if someone else is going to use this, because it's referring to another sheet and not just data in here, and because there's a formula in here, if you start inserting columns and moving things around, this value is going to change. So what I would do is copy and paste special values. So when I copy this, what I want is this display that's showing in Z2 to actually be the value that shows up in this formula bar, as opposed to this is just being the result of this formula. I want it, whatever's out here in the value, to be shown inside the formula bar. So he can do whatever he wants with this list. To do that, I'm going to select the entire column, and I'm hitting Control-C. I could have right-clicked and used a copy. The key is to get the ants moving around the edge of your selection. And now I'm going to paste special values. I could have right-clicked, but it'll let you have all these different options, and you just kind of hang on for the screen tip to show you what you want. I'm going to paste values. And then the question is going to ask, now that it's on the clipboard, where do you want to paste these values? I want to paste them exactly on top of where they are. So I'm just going to hit Enter to make it stick. And what you'll notice now when you select any of these values, that not only is the display down here PLA period, but it also reflects that in the formula bar. So that's it. If you have any questions, give me a call, extension 4210.